G'day guys, up nice and early this morning, heading out to Slaty Creek in Creswick. At meet-up 6 I had to cut the day short and probably only dug for about an hour and a half maximum. The rest of the time was pretty much just testing. Got onto a nice little patch there, and I'm hopefully, it's been a few weeks now, hopefully no one's dug in that hole, or not too much, and there's still a fair bit of gold left in it. If not, I'll have to look for a new spot. Mohammed's going to be coming down a few hours after I get there. I'd seen that he'd commented on another YouTuber's video that he was heading out to Trentham this morning, so I sent him an email and said, listen, I'm going to Creswick, and if you want to come out, you're more than welcome. So that's what's happening. He might be bringing his son along. We'll see what happens. So yeah, hopefully get onto a bit of colour. Hopefully I can explain this little spot a bit better and why the gold's dropping off where it is, a lot better than I did in the meetup video. It's just, yeah, I had to leave pretty quickly halfway through the day and didn't get to film as much as I'd like to have on that day, and didn't dig as much as I really like to have. So hopefully you'll be seeing me next down the creek with all my gear. Got my trolley again that I'll be carting down, but I haven't got as much gear as I had the first time, and hopefully I can get the balance on this trolley a bit better so that I'll load it up a bit differently, and hopefully get down there in one piece. And yeah, so yeah, next thing you should be seeing is me down the creek. I'll do a couple of test pans. I do have another little place that I want to try there. Haven't even done one test pan, but just having a bit of a think of the area. Potentially it should hold some gold, as long as no one's dug in this particular spot. So alright, until we get to the creek, I'll catch you there. G'day guys, made it down to Creswick. I'll show you my trolley set up, but just want to show you these flowers. There's little blue flowers here. Don't really know what they're called, but hadn't spotted them here before, but I have spotted them at a spot that I go to at Pan Hill. It's funny that these natives grow here out at Creswick, and they're also found in the goldfields around Pan Hill. Yeah, someone might know what they're called. Just interesting that these two flowers, or this flower, is located in both areas. Oh, I'll show you my little cart. What I've done is packed it a bit differently, not with as much stuff. So I just got my battery, I put this box in, got my sluice, hoses, pump, my shovels in there, and I've got a yabby pump tucked down that side. The other thing that I don't know if I did up properly or not, but this steering mechanism at the front wheels were rocking, so I've tightened that up and stabilised it. Alright, we're going to start heading in that direction and get to this little track so I can start going down this hill, and hopefully I'll make it in one piece. Alright guys, made it down to the spot. Haven't even unpacked. Well, sort of, not really unpacked, the sluice or anything like that. This is where I was last time, and I'll go through this spot now that I won't be returning here. Water's just trickling. That's all good. Now I've had my sluice set up just beyond that branch or tree that's fallen over, and had plenty of flow. But it's still nice and deep here, and there's plenty of water here to run the high banker. Right, so the creek comes from up there and it travels along here. So this is the inside bend. Now when this is at high flow or a high level with a lot of flow that's possibly going to wash some gold down, it's going to be right up here at the top of this hole of this bank, and it's going to take the inside line, so where the bag is, and follow it along. You'll see some green bushes up there. It'll follow right up here all the way along. So I'm just trying to keep it central. Okay, when it gets to about this point, something happens. I'll pan to the left first. Over here to this left side, what happens? Creates an eddy. So I'll use my finger. So some of the flow goes this way and turns in around like this and creates like a dream mat, little vortex. So some of the gold flows out around here and drops off. The other gold, alright, splits off and takes a turn that way. Now, things to take into consideration. Got all these blueberry bushes and these logs that have all jammed up. Now you can see how high these things are. So, what I'm thinking, the possibility is somewhere like here, like this little spot here, could be one of the first places where the gold drops out. Now I might have a dig there, I might not today. Just depends on what happens up here around the corner. So that's a possibility. I'll have to move some of these logs to get in there really. Now, there's other things to take into consideration. Those logs, just there on the left hand side, and this log that's coming through is creating a bit of a zone as well. Now, if the gold doesn't drop just there, it's really going to be right in this log mess. Now, might be years before this is exposed, and I'm not here to, I'd need a chainsaw to chop all this stuff up to get right in there. The other possibility is just at the bottom here. Could be acting as a bit of a trap, and I might do a test pan depending on what happens today. The other possibility is just here where this bar is. It's a possibility that there's some gold in there as well. My plan isn't to dig here today, just more explain the spot. And then this big sandbar continues on, and then we have another big log that goes straight across. Now, I can see someone's been running a high banker, or I'd say a high banker, and they've been digging all this area out, all there, all the way along this log. But they've looked at it and they've seen where the creek flows just here, and they've gone, okay, this is the line. Yep, and there might be some gold there when the flow's low, but when it's high, this stuff's been thrown here. Someone hasn't dug this and thrown this big pile of quartz and other the other rock that's associated with the ground here. This is built up. Now, just like with a big rock that's in the creek or river, gold, it creates a quieter zone, so it creates somewhere where the gold could get trapped. And that's what this is here, this whole area. All right, that's enough me jibber jabbering. I'm going to set up my high banker. Well, first, before I actually set up the high banker, I'm going to do a few test pans, see what's going on in my spot, and if I have no luck there, then I'll try down here. Some of this ground could have like a bit of gold in it. Like you see, this big lump here is a tree ball, or the tree root system. You can see in here, there's all quartz, like big bits of quartz, and other rocks all here, all jammed up in there. Now those rocks didn't just magically fly in the air. The creek's been high, and those rocks have come flying down. And this tree ball, you can see, there's all quartz and broken up rock and everything in there. Like, fantastic place. Like, if there was 10 of us, maybe we'd come down and just hack the crap out of this. We'd go over the overburden, get rid of it all, and get down there. But me by myself, I'd need to spend the week here. All right, off to do some testing. Okay, set the high banker up, 11 degrees. Gonna have a screen at the bottom here for now, and which is the largest screen, just running into the bucket for me tailings. Looks pretty good. So I've put an extension on this hose. It's leaking a tiny bit. I've still got my battery in there, and I've got my pump in a bucket, only so I don't suck up too much gravel and crap out of the ground. So I'm going to start digging and see what happens. Okay, so I've ran about 50 shovels through. Just turn this pump off, save this battery, even though it's a 65 amp battery. It's only a car battery, so or amp hour battery I should say. So I started off using that screen. I just abandoned it. It was just getting chockers. As you can see, even this bucket's just getting chockers. So it's just to catch the tailings. Not expecting a lot. So what I've done, just to explain, this was about here, across there. So I've dug that area there. Now a lot of people just say this is the overburden. True. It is the overburden, but some of it's a bit chunky, a bit dark, some nicer bigger bits of rock and bits and pieces. Just below that is another layer that I'll get to next. But what I thought I'd do is, if I take this area out here, if I take that area there out, do about 50 shovels, see what I'm getting. I was going to have to take it away and throw it up on the bank. I'm not going to throw it up in the bank. I just thought I'll just run it. Now, we'll have a look inside the mat and see what's going on. I'm pretty happy with the way it's clearing. What's left there, I'm hoping you're going to be able to make out, is all black sand and some heavier sort of rock and some bits that get stuck in there that are odd sort of shapes. And now, what I'll do today is I'm going to clean the mat out by itself, and we'll see what we capture in the mat. I've got my carpet up here, the miner's moss, which is just a doormat from Bunnings. Now, I'm hoping this is gold, but I don't know, and I'll just take his over in that lettering. It sort of looks gold. I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens there. There is black sand, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm taking this layer off because just underneath it's another layer, which should be a bit of clay, should be like a bottom. But the stuff that couldn't get through that, or is sitting on top, and this gives me an indication that if there's gold up the top, even if it's a little bits of gold, tiny gold, the ground underneath where I've just dug is going to have potentially some better gold. The other thing that's good about this spot is you can see those two little black bits. That's a tree. Some stage there was a tree here that's now gone, and I believe in the root system there is holding some colour. Don't know how far I'm going to be able to get to today. We'll see how we go. Mohammed should be down in an hour or so. Hour or two, I think. And he can help me dig this hole and see how big we can get it. Or how far we can go down and what sort of colour we can get. Alright, I'll pull this mat out. And I'll just do a clean up of the mat first. And then I'll do that little punch plate and the the miner's moss. Alright, back to it. Okay, what I've done is clean the mat out. And hopefully he's going to be able to see these straight up. Don't have to, zoom in or use no macro lenses. So a few nice little bits down there. Ton of bits up there, and I've just quickly done this. What I'm going to be doing today, I'm not going to be messing around. And this is what I suggest everybody does. Bring a container that you can seal. This is just, a plain flower container with the lid. You can bring a bucket if you want to. Depends how many cons you want to take home. So I'm going to tip the cons into this. And I'll give you a viewing of what's left in the moss. I'm hoping there's some bigger bits in there. Then I'll do the next 50 shovel run. Right there where I just dug, just in this area. And we'll see what that next 50 shovel run and that next layer reveals. Alright guys, cleaned out the miner's moss and just what was sort of underneath the mat. You're going to be able to see this for sure. And if you can't, you might be blind. Alright, so you're seeing a bit of colour there. Now, I'll just show you. With this particular spot and what was happening last time, now there's still tons of gold all in here. I'm just not prepared to pan this here. Now, I'll just get this bit. Some will call it a picker because you can pick it up. Now, see this gold? Oh, let's get it to focus. Come on, guys. Come on, camera. Okay, see now we have the host rock still attached to it. Just snap it off. Now you look at that side. Now that's looking a lot better, isn't it? So host rock, I snapped a little bit of the host rock, but not all of it off. Nice little bit of gold. So, looks like again. Now, as I said, this stuff, this is the overburden. People wouldn't even, some people come along and go, overburden, just throw it all out, throw it all out. Don't throw it all out. Check it. Check it. You're digging it. Big deal. It's going to take you another half an hour to run in your high banker. Whoop-de-doo-da. Check the stuff. You just never know. There could be a little pocket of clay that got washed in that area that's holding it in. You just don't know. Always got to check. I'll tell you now, for a guaranteed fact, all this here, all this material, even though it's loose like this, it all has flood gold. We tested all here, here, all these little spots. All has flood gold. I'm just starting at the bend. I'm telling you now, you could work this whole section if you wanted to. I don't have the time. Some people say, oh, why are you showing your spot? Because I come to do this for a bit of fun. and hopefully show some people where to dig. You know, you can cheat and come to the spot where I go and hack it all up and take it all out. But did you really learn anything? All you did was I know where this YouTuber is. I know where he was. I'll go to the spot and I'll dig it all out, and you learnt nothing. I come here. I've been here now 3 times to this spot, or 4 times. This is my 4th time here. And I tested 200 metres down that way, 200 metres up that way. And I found some great spots. A lot of them I don't show because I see what happens. You put something up and someone goes, oh, look, he got some nice colour. And they rip it to pieces. Just test everywhere. You know, it takes a long time to test. I spend most of my day testing, especially with these meetups. The first 2 hours at least, I'm just testing, finding for some places to work, and then people come down here and they test themselves. I might spend a few hours, and you know, we have a bit of fun, get a little bit of colour. Mohammed better hurry up, or he'll come in and the whole corner will be taken out. Nah, look, next in here, and we will see what that next layer reveals. Same amount of shovels. Why 50? I don't know. It's just a number I picked. I don't want to make it too soon, and I don't want to make it too big. And 50 seems like a good number to me. And that way I do now my next 50 shovel run, and I see how much gold, if the gold's getting better, if the gold's getting worse. Do I need to go left, right, in more, or back here? The reason I didn't start where we were last time was Mohammed filled in the hole. So I would have been digging overburden. I wanted to test some new ground, and that's what I've done. So there's plenty of gold here to be had. And I better get into this because, as I said, I've only got, I think it's approaching 7 o'clock. So I've got another 3 hours of digging, and then I'm going to pack up and head to work. All right, back. I thought I'd better throw this in. Now, some of you might be going, what the hell you got a dream mat for if you're capturing most of your gold in the miner's moss? Why don't you just have miner's moss all the way down your sluice? Because as you can see, the miner's moss is losing some of the gold. The dream mat is the guarantee that you're not going to, as long as you've set that mat up right, and as long as you're not overfeeding, and as long as the angles, everything's right, you're not going to lose gold out of it. Or very, very, very little gold. And that depends on your ground more than anything. If it was really clay balls can roll down, pick up the gold and wash them out. Don't really have that situation at this stage. So everything's going good. But yeah, that's just an explanation why the dream mat at the bottom. You can have any mat if you really want to. I just use the dream mat. It's easy to clean, and as an amateur, and that's what I am, it works for me, and it helps me with my prospecting. If there was other mats available, I do have another mat that I haven't used yet, but for me this is the easiest mat to use, the easiest mat to clean, and the cheapest mat when it comes down to it. You know, I can get stuff like a gold hog and all that sort of stuff from the States, but it's going to cost me a fortune, and I've got to buy each strip, and you know, to do that I might need 3 mats. You know, it'll probably go 300 odd bucks. That's a $50 mat. You know, I've got 300 bucks to spend on a mat that, you know, will work, but I don't have that type of money. And this is easy to get, made in Australia. Yeah, fantastic mat. Put on by a friend. Said, you know, this is what I use. I said, why not? I looked at, you know, miner's moss and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, you know, it's a bit harder to clean. He showed me how quick it was, like 2 minutes, and you've washed this mat out, and you got it all in your pan, and you're seeing what colour you got. All right, enough of that. Start digging again. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the first video here. I've done my second 50 shovel run, so this thing's going to get a bit long the way I yap. So yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share if you like it. If you don't like it, comment. Tell me what you don't like about it. No, I'm not going to change anything. It's just the way it is. Too bad you like it or you don't. No one forces anyone to watch this stuff. So yeah, look, as I said, I do this in good fun. This is not about being the best. This is just about trying to give everyone the opportunity to do this. All right, till the next time. See you later from Slaty Creek.